Alright guys, it's time for another game preview, and yet again, we got another one between the Habs and the Oilers. So if you're new here, grab yourselves a beer and park your ass on the chair. We're about to take a look at the last time these two teams met. We'll take a look at their current positions in the standings, the projected lineups for tonight's game, and of course, take a quick look at the player statistics of both teams to see which players are most likely to kick some ass up in here. And I think we got a good idea of a couple of guys that are probably capable of that before we even begin. But first, if you're a fan of these kind of videos, please consider subscribing to my channel as I upload hockey content daily and would really enjoy if you guys tagged along for the ride. And if you'd like to get in on some fun, try and predict the score in the comment section. If you get it right, I will pin your comment to the top and I'll give you a shout out in the game review for this one tomorrow. Now, the last time these two teams met was all the way back on Monday, when we saw a very entertaining game, to be honest. And now, myself, personally, I wasn't a fan of the last 10 minutes because that's when the wheels just fell off the frickin' Habs Shagwar here. But there was a lot of chippy play. We saw a lot of hitting. We saw both teams lose a player, with the Oilers losing Zack Cassian to a concussion, and then the Habs losing Carey Price to a concussion as well, right? From a harmless-looking Alex Chiasson bump. Now, will all the feistiness carry over into tonight's game? I'd say there's a good chance. The Habs, they were winning that game Monday night by a score of 1-0 right up until 10 minutes was left in the third period, and that's when Connor McDavid decided to open up his own little can of whoop ass. Yeah, he started splitting the D like a junk of wood, man. And you know, he went all ape shit and stuff, and it didn't feel very nice. It didn't feel nice for the Habs fans that stayed up late on the East Coast hoping for a win. Now, if we take a look at the standings here, you can see the Oilers are currently duking it out with the Winnipeg Jets to try and take the second place in the division, while the Habs are doing, you know, whatever the hell they've been doing lately in fourth place. It hasn't been much, realistically, but hey, the Flames, they've been equally as bad. And it's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits. Okay, now let's take a look at the projected lineups for tonight's game, and let's start things off here with the Habs projected lines. And as you can see, Jonathan Drouin, he's been demoted down to the fourth line. I'm not sure how long that lasts, but hopefully it lights a fire in his pants and gets the guy moving a little bit more. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, Drouin finds the back of the net. Now, wouldn't that be crazy, right? Arturi Lehkonen is now on the third line alongside Paul Barn and Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Aside from this, the lines are pretty much the same here moving forward. Now let's move on to the defense here, and look at this. It's the big debut for the fabulous hairdo of John Merrill. This guy suits up alongside Alexander Romanov, and Brett Kulak is gonna be a healthy scratch tonight. Now moving on, let's take a look at the Edmonton Oilers lineup heading into tonight's game, and unfortunately my sources here haven't updated these lines since the last game, so I think it's safe to say we all know Zack Cassian will not be playing tonight's game, as he definitely has a concussion. And you know, I really hope this guy takes his time before he gets back. You just hate seeing a guy get all wonky like that before heading off the ice. That was some scary shit right there. The lineup is going to be relatively the same, I assume, outside of Kara. I'm not sure if they decide to mix up the McDavid and Draisaitl connection again, as you know, they often split them up and put them back together. So we'll have to wait and see how they're utilized in tonight's game. As for the defense pairings, I'm pretty confident that these are gonna stay the same as we see right here. Now let's take a look at the player statistics here of the Habs. And at the very top of the list, we have Tyler Toffoli. He's got 32 points in 40 games, followed by Jeff Petrie, who's got 30 points in 43 games. Next on the list is Thomas Tatar. He's got 27 points in 42 games. And tying Thomas Tatar is Nick Suzuki. He's got 27 points as well, but in 43 games. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to pick an underdog for the Habs, and it's going to be Eric Stahl, believe it or not. I don't know why, but Eric Stahl, for some reason, has a goal in each of his games that he's played against the Edmonton Oilers while he's been playing for the Habs this year. So yeah, let's see if he can make it 3 for 3. Now, moving on, let's take a look at the Edmonton Oilers player statistics. And at the very top is none other than the man himself, Connor McDavid. And what a hell of a game he played against the Habs on Monday night. Anyway, he's got got 74 points in 44 games right now, followed by Leon Draisaitl, who's got 63 points in 44 games. Next on the list is ex-Leaf Tyson Barrie. He's got 37 points in 44 games, and Darnell Nurse is next. He's got 28 points in 44 games. And if I'm going to pick an underdog on the Oilers team, I'm going to go out and pick Zack Cassian. Now, he only has 2 goals and 3 assists this season in 26 games, but I thought he was a very effective player for the Oilers last game against the Habs, and this is the kind of game that a guy like Cassian thrives off, right? He loves these nasty physical games. So, let's see how he looks tonight. Alright guys, that does it for this game preview. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to predict the score on the way out of here. Go Habs go, and good luck Oilers fans.